Hello and welcome back to Berserker, and we're actually fighting the Northern Empire at the moment. You may be thinking, well, what happened to the Vlandians, eh? Well, what happened to the Vlandians? Well, yeah, I actually forced through a peace agreement with them, and you may be thinking, well, why, what? Why'd you do that? Well, here's the thing. I managed very, very closely, because this guy was very difficult to persuade, but I did manage to eventually persuade him to join our faction, and he was a person with a fief. And it just so happened that that fief was indeed Charis, which is obviously the one that we were kind of fighting over. And so I basically saved myself the problems and the trouble, pretty much, of, you know, having to go in there again and besiege the same thing that we'd already taken in a previous episode. So for the price of a very small amount of money, about, what, 60,000 or something, or 70, 80,000, it was actually quite a significant amount considering, but yes, I thought it was worth it at the time. Anyway, I persuaded him, and then I thought to myself, okay, are there any other people that may want to join us from the Vlandians? And there aren't. There are very, very few, if any, and I went through all of my friends, potentially, and I couldn't find any that, you know, would be eligible to join us without us having to expend a huge amount of cash. So I decided, okay, let's make peace. And so we made peace, and now we're focusing on other factions. And I've just taken Diathma, actually. I just took Diathma, the town. And then I came across these guys, and I thought to myself, okay, yeah, let's do an episode from here, and we're going to be jumping around a little bit. I'm not going to, you know, keep the action in the same place. We're not going to follow from point A to point B to C to D, etc., like we usually do in episodes that I create. But it's going to be a little bit more free-flowing, I suppose you could call it, and we're going to be, wow, apparently being extremely accurate with our thrown weapons, amazingly enough. Who would have thought that? Yes, that is unheard of almost, but yes. Anyway, lots of enemies coming towards me right here. I was hopeful that I would be able to hit someone at least. Whoa, that guy really didn't know what hit him, that's for sure. Hello, sirs. Would you mind just not bothering me at the moment? I'm kind of busy. Yeah, now this is the reason why this guy is absolutely insanely large in terms of his combat strength. As you can see, he has so many Imperial cataphracts. This is actually insane. I'm very surprised that he has anything like this, to be honest, but okay. Let's just try and concentrate on doing damage to him, I guess. It seems like they don't really... What are they even doing right now? I've literally taken 3 casualties. I mean, I don't actually count the ones that are knocked unconscious, but yes. I have taken basically 3 casualties. And that's it? Against an army that has a primary force of Imperial elite cataphracts? I suppose, you know what? I think my army is actually kind of a cavalry killer because they have so many javelins at their disposal. Look at these guys. Some of them already still actually have javelins available to them to use in combat. That says everything that you really need to know about how effective they're going to be against cavalry-based armies. Especially ones that are not horse archers, of course, because if they're horse archers, then it's a completely different kettle of fish, and they're actually going to be, you know, they're going to be staying away, they're going to be doing the mobile thing, they're going to be trying to be really, really difficult to pin down. But these guys, then they need to get close, you know? They need to get close, and if they need to get close, then obviously my thrown weapons, my javelins and things, are going to be able to do so much damage to them. Please don't die. Please don't die. No, no, no. I do not want to die. Thank you very much. I was actually on my way to take Arion Castle or Atrion Castle or some castle by the name of A something. I'm not entirely sure what it's called, but yes, I was actually on my way to do that. Anyway, there you go. Nice victory for us right there. That is really quite surprising because, as you could no doubt tell, the combat strength was very even. We're going to continue letting people go. Ooh, this is good. We're gaining relation with people that I don't think we've ever gained relation with before, because As you can see, we're gaining it up to 19 now. I might be able to persuade that guy to join us potentially. That would be really, really nice. Oh yeah, by the way, you can see here I've actually been doing a bunch of recruiting as well, because I realized that my army strength has diminished significantly over the time that we've been marauding around Vlandian territory and all those other places, and I decided, hey, you know what, it's probably a good idea to maybe work things out a little bit and try and increase that a little. And I have completely gotten rid of the herd problem as well, by the way, because obviously someone told me about that in a previous episode, so that is completely fixed. And we are also getting 65,000 experience from the loot here, which is really good. And that means another 54 units can level up. And this is how we create berserkers in literally no time at all, which is really quite amazing. Anyway, I would like to see whether this guy is now a friend of ours. I think he is. Where is he? His name is, it's not Abelitos, it's, it begins with A. It's not Aaron, it's not Aradwir. It is Ascaron. There he is. There he is. Oh, no, actually, wait a minute. That is the leader. That is the leader of the Northern Empire. Is that the guy that we just defeated? Yes, I think it is indeed. Huh. Well, that was pointless, but I guess it's not that big a deal. My wages and my money situation has gotten a lot better, by the way, so we really don't need to worry about that as much. I know someone suggested that I try to keep an eye on which vassals I end up fighting, and indeed taking prisoner and letting go and so on, because I could then potentially sell them as prisoners and make a lot of money that way. But generally, my roguery skill should take care of all of our wages now, because as you can see, I'm only having to spend about 10,000 every single day, which is really not that big a deal, because one roguery cell gets me about 50 to 60k, and that is perfectly fine, in my opinion. That should be okay for us to deal with that. Anyway, I'm going to take Atrion Castle, and then we'll see where we go after that. Ah yes, that's also something I wanted to show you as we level up some more berserkers. I now have 295 of those guys, which is pretty crazy. Anyway, yes, we have gained a couple of proficiency points in a variety of different things, as you can see right here. I'm actually on my way to get 250 in Steward, and generally 250 in Steward is not really going to do that much, unfortunately. But anyway, Argeron is now going to be our next target. As you can see, our war exhaustion is very close to being expired, so I'm very much hoping... yes, unfortunate. Unfortunate. Okay, yeah, I mean, I personally do not appreciate this. I think it would be very cool if I could say no to this and then I lose more influence or something like that. I would be perfectly happy to pay 1,000 influence or something, or lose, I don't know, 500 renown or something along those lines for not accepting defeat. But I'm going to have to accept defeat here as a way to make peace with the Northern Empire, which is really kind of sad, to be honest, but okay, there you go. I guess that's how it has to be, and that means that I'm going to need to go down and, well, refocus my efforts on the Southern Empire, and that is exactly what we are going to do. Now, bear in mind, we currently have a bit of a different strategy on our hands as well. I've actually changed my my strategy, what I tend to do against these two factions. Well, it was 3, but I'm going full offense against the Empires, and I am going full defense against the Aserai, as you can quite clearly tell. Are you serious right now? Why are they forcing me to make peace with these guys? I mean, I know my war exhaustion is pretty high, but weren't we at 88 or something? Or 89? That makes no sense. Okay. Well, can I break that peace agreement? Can I break that peace agreement? That is the first thing I ask. Yes, can I break that peace agreement? I will try in just a second. Oh, and it seems like the Khuzait have declared war against us. Okay, I'm going to try and take Onira, because obviously that's one of the most lucrative towns that we can potentially take. And we'll see whether we're able to take that. before the war exhaustion inevitably kicks in and then forces me to declare peace, which is not exactly great, but there you go. Alright, yes, we were able to get in here. Okay, so that's not... I mean, personally, I feel like making peace against the Northern Empire was not too bad. We did gain 2 fiefs out of it, which I think is decent. I don't think it's too bad. But I would like to choose myself when I decide to make peace, obviously. I mean, the war exhaustion is a good system, don't get me wrong. I think it's a cool system, and the way that it works is very, very nice, but I think I should have an option, and the AI should also have an option to not accept a peace agreement, or not be forced to accept a peace agreement, even though the war exhaustion is maxed out. Because let's say that they gain, I don't know, maybe they have like a reduction in morale, or something like that for their troops. Because if their troops are exhausted from the fight, then it makes sense that their morale would be affected at the same time. And maybe as a result of the ruler making that decision, making the ill-advised decision to continue the conflict, they could also lose something, as I said before, like renown or influence, or maybe they have to pay their wages, you know, more wages or something. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just coming up with some random ideas here, but generally, I think that would be a nice way to do things. Anyway, I'm just going to try and swing as much as I possibly can here. This massive axe is going to murder everything in the area, or at least I can only hope that it will. And that is indeed a victory for us as well. And we're just going to zoom things, and that is indeed done. Okay, so we've taken Onira. I'm very much hoping that my war exhaustion will allow me to continue. And I want to continue on to the next fief that is nearby, because that is going to make all the difference in the world. And there we have it, 8,200, not too bad. I'm going to show mercy here, and we are going to claim this fief. I've been doing that a little bit more recently, because I actually want to have some things that I can give to people. But bear in mind, I'm not going so all out with improved garrison anymore. I'm not going for like 350, and I'm not going for tier 5 troops. I'm just going for tier 4 troops and tier 3 troops at castles as well. I think that makes all the difference in terms of my wages too, but bear in mind that I can always give these away to people in the future, so it's not that big a deal. Oh, look at that. Aaron is actually attempting to take this. Yes, go, Aaron. Can you please take this, sir? Before the war exhaustion comes in and activates. That would be fantastic. I'm going to go over there and see if I can help him, actually. They are... Yeah, see, now, this is exactly what I'm talking about. As the aggressor, and as the person that is not maxed out in terms of war exhaustion, I am allowed to decline their war... well, shall we say, their war reparations and their peace agreement. So I'm going to decline that for the moment. Let's join the continuing siege. He's building the siege camp. Technically, we could just go straight on in here and, you know, just fast forward this, which I think we probably will. Hopefully he's going to go in. Yes, he is finally going in. Okay. I was a little bit worried there for a second. That is always a wonderful situation to be in. I just literally arrived at Akalat. We're still at war against the Aserai and the Khuzait, but here's the thing. Akalat was under control by the Aserai, and then the Khuzait swooped in there and took it. And now I'm swooping in after them, and I'm taking it from a grand total of 60 units. Yes. I am very pleased about this indeed. I mean, to be fair, I think that this is probably the easiest siege we are probably ever going to see. It's going to be one of those, you know, it's going to be one of those times where you just think to yourself, wow, how lucky can I get? Because this is completely left alone. There were no armies in the area, as you no doubt see or saw before we went in here. There is an army very close by, but bear in mind, as long as we fight them in a siege of some kind, they are really not going to be able to do anything to us. You see that? Wow. You see, look at that, look at that, look at the ragdoll. That is so incredible. Yes, they're just going flying all over the place. That is fantastic. Anyway, none of them managed to escape, which is great, so that means we don't have to go into the keep. I'm going to be taking the prisoners because I can sell them here. And I'll take all the loot because we're not getting any additional experience at the moment. And I will claim this fief once again because, as I say, I think it's a good idea to have a couple of these just to kind of give to people, increase their relation with me, and to sort of spread around the power bases and stuff like that. Because usually, if you don't do that, then the voting system, it can be a little bit one-sided at times. So generally, I want to be a bit more careful with that. Anyway, let's just sell for 12,000 here. Let's wait, because there is going to be an actually pretty incredible army coming up to us right here and attempting to take this back. We have 295 berserkers. Oh, yes, we do. Oh, he's literally going in straight away? Oh, okay. No, they abandoned it. Okay. This is very strange. This guy is kind of weird, isn't he? Yeah. You know what? I probably shouldn't even bother defending this, but it's really fun. I mean, you know me. I really like siege defenses, and I think you like siege defenses as well. But yeah, they're actually wanting to attack straight away, right here. This might be difficult. You know, I'm actually in a bit of two minds here. You think I can win? Huh. If I can't win this, then, well, that's kind of bad, isn't it? Yes, that is kind of bad. Alright, well, what? Where are my troops? Wait a minute. Is it just me who's not seeing my troops? You can see them moving, though. Oh, there they are. What? Did you see that? Was that just me? I have no idea what was going on with that. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna need to do something a little bit better here. There we go. Oh, you see... Oh, wow. That guy literally went flying. Okay, I'm gonna have to get out my big two-handed axe, and we're gonna have to go to town on these guys. Look at that, 163 damage does not kill this guy. Gonna have to do more than that. Now, the only thing we really need to concentrate on is making sure that we are, well, basically just able to defend the first wave. If we can defend the first wave, that is going to give us an absolutely enormous advantage. And so far, I think actually it's working quite well. I mean, you can see the combat strength at the top of the screen right now, and we've already eliminated a sizable chunk of the enemy's combat strength, which obviously is always the case whenever you defeat mounted units. And I think we've defeated a bunch of the heavy lancers so far, and their heavy lancers are, of course, some of the more powerful cavalry in the game, although I personally feel that the heavy horse archers are the most powerful. At least, that is my own opinion on that. Anyway, let's just try and eliminate these guys that just snuck in here a little bit. Oh, they're just standing there, are they? Oh, that's interesting. Really wish I had some kind of siege equipment down here. I really wish I was able to replenish my thrown weapons. Ah, yes, it would be so fun if I could replenish those. I mean, generally, I don't know why they don't have, you know, something to replenish your thrown weapons or something, because in general, I think, yes, okay, thrown weapons are definitely much more difficult to make than arrows or bolts, I guess, because they are just that much larger. But still, you know, it would be kind of cool. It would be kind of cool to have something like that. Maybe construct a building or something that allows you to have automatic replenishment, or at least the ability to place these little resource resource points down on the floor, and then I can, you know, interact with them and gain something from that. That would be fantastic if I could get that going, but oh well. How many have we lost so far? We've lost a lot of units, actually. Yeah. This is actually bad. I'm not... This ratio is not looking good for me right now. Yeah. I am kind of... You know what? Should we go out there? Should we go out there and literally just murder them all? Just all as a group? Like, literally, every single person just go out there in a charge? I'm thinking yes, actually. Let's open this up. Let's do this. Let's charge everyone. Come on, let's do this. Okay, I gotta be a bit careful here myself, because I really don't want to get locked out by one of my forces that are, you know, attempting to close the gate or something, but yes, generally, I think this is a better idea than waiting up there in small groups and then getting picked off. Is that just me? I don't know. I think this is better. Well, if I didn't get myself stuck in there, basically. But yes, I would like to be able to fight outside of the bottleneck, if at all possible. I mean, this obviously might backfire because they do have a lot of archers, and archers are, of course, fantastic. They are very good. These archers are very, very good, so it might be bad for me to do this. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why my forces are not all charging. That is the main reason why we're having problems here, at least in my opinion. I mean, look at these guys up there, right? You see these guys up here? I don't know why they're not charging. They should literally just be charging straight up. But they're not doing that, which is kind of disappointing. But I guess I can't really do much about it, you know. If the AI doesn't want to do that, even though I've given them the charge order, then I guess I can't do anything about it, you know. They're just going to have to stay up there, and I can only hope that maybe we're going to prevail in the end, but this is not looking good. I think if they had just charged, we would be in a much better situation right now. And I know that might be seeming like I think I know what I'm doing, but generally, no, I don't. You know, some of the time I do. You know, some of the time I think, oh yes, this is a much better idea than what the AI is doing. But yeah, I think charging outside probably would have made all the difference. I mean, the amount of kills that we're able to get outside here, especially as a force full of berserkers with two-handed weapons, is just so much greater than if I were to wait out, you know, behind the walls and, you know, generally have that kind of experience. So I'm at 7 HP. I'm being chased. I'm being chased all over the place. Ah, let's run. Get him. Let's try and kill some along the way. Yes, I'm going to get killed in just a second. Don't worry about that. I will get killed in a moment. Ah, I really wanted to kill that guy. Ah, never mind. Okay, I'm dead. I'm dead. Okay, well, let's have a look here then. Can I... Yes, I'm playing as a berserker. Okay, this looks pretty good. Yeah, now, here's the thing. Look at this. I have only 113 units remaining, and we've killed 650. If we can kill another 300, yeah, that is going to be good enough. but I don't think we're going to be able to do that. Because Bruce is now dead. I don't think I'm going to have the opportunity to do it. In comparison to before, when if they had, you know, if they just charged, I think this would have been fine. You know, I say that, but I truly think that. I think it would have been okay. But I'm not sure why they're not just, you know, coming out of the front gate. I don't know whether I can even do this with a Noble Super Bear, to be honest. Actually, with a Berserker, because I think his proficiency is too low to swing the axe in a suitable fashion. Yeah, it's looking bad. It's looking bad. You know, I guess I can't say it anymore. There is really nothing for me to say anymore, because generally I think we would have been able to achieve victory here if they had just charged. You know, that's it. So I'm gonna not say that anymore because, you know, you probably disagree. You probably disagree, you know, who knows. But, yeah, there you go. Who would have thought it? Who would have thought it that someone would have been able to defeat our army? You know, because I did say in a previous episode, it looked like we were almost unstoppable, and I guess almost is the word there. You know, is the word that you should really focus on in that sentence, because yes, that that is almost, you know, almost able to achieve victory. We've got 18 left, and it's just me and one guy. Me, yeah, it's just me. And I have 9. I'm dead. There is nothing I can do now. 17 units! Really? Just 17? You see these absolute imbeciles that basically just waited up here this entire time? Useless. Why did they decide to do that? I have no idea. Is that a named? Is that a named enemy right there? I have a feeling that that is a named enemy. It is. It is Chagan, I believe. That was Chagan or one of the others. Yeah, that was Chagan. That was the reason why his proficiency was so good. I have no idea how he survived up until the very end, to be honest. But we killed 923 enemy units, and we suffered a defeat at the hands of literal, what, 16 units at the end? Oh, that has to be... I don't even know. I don't even know what to say to that. That has to be one of the... What? A rebel faction? Okay. They are led by Clan de Rothard. Okay. Who's that? Well, who is the leader? This guy. Right. Okay, can I kick him? Can I kick him out? Can I actually kick him out right here? Yes, I can. Propose to expel him. It's going to cost me 2,800. He's going to take Charis with him, I guess, though. Right? Let's do it. Okay, we just kicked him out. And what does that actually do, by the way? Because that just completely, that prevents the rebel faction, and I can't actually move the map while I'm a prisoner. Why is that? That's kind of weird. Okay. Yeah, we're making peace with the Aserai now, which is fine. And yeah, great. Well, I did say, hey, I'm going to go and I'm going to try and capture as many things as I can, and then we'll see what happens. And now this is what happened. So there you go. Anyway, at least my faction is still doing perfectly fine. I'm going to have to pay 68,000. I mean, I could have waited for a better offer, but yeah, I mean, let's be serious. And, oh no, look at that. We still own Charis because I literally just kicked the guy out and I stole his fiefs, basically. That's pretty cool, in my opinion. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to need to run away now. And I am going to be prey for any people in the world, basically. Anyone that comes across me right now will be able to probably take me down. Although, I don't think they stole any of my gear, so I should still have a decent amount of stuff. Yes, I have absolutely the same stuff. And I should be able to get back on my feet without too many difficulties. But please leave me alone, looters. At least for the moment. At least for the moment. I'm going to just go over here real fast because I can pick up some units very, very... Really? Okay. I cannot pick up any units very quickly by the looks of things. Yes, they are going to be that kind of difficult, aren't they? Okay. Well, what about these guys? Yeah, they have a couple. Okay, well, that's perfectly fine. Alright, so that's going to be it for this episode. I'm going to try and build up my army again. Who would have thought that, eh? Who would have thought that I would be the one being defeated? Although that was a very, very close siege. And as I said, if only they had listened to me, I think we probably would have been okay. Maybe. Maybe. Anyway. That's going to be it. I thank you very much for watching. Ugh, if I could actually speak now, because I'm just so incredibly... Ooh, these Crusades. They've just given me another reason to dislike them now, haven't I? Haven't they, even? Ha. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.